Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a fantastic day, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. Ripple, a prominent player in the cryptocurrency industry, has expectedly joined forces with the Banco de la República, the Central Bank of Colombia, in a groundbreaking partnership that has garnered widespread attention. I'm actually not too sure about that one, and I'll tell you why. The primary objective of this collaboration is to develop a central bank digital currency with the Central Bank of Colombia by leveraging the capabilities of the XRP blockchain. Yup, you heard that correctly. Ripple has announced they have partnered with an entire central bank to help them create a central bank digital currency on top of the XRP ledger. This is significant for a number of reasons. One, this is not the first time that we're hearing news like this. This has happened multiple other times within the cryptocurrency space. And two, maybe five, I don't know, I can't count anymore. Every time that we get news like this, regardless of the company or what's happening within the cryptocurrency space, people never seem to actually care. So based on the news that Ripple has partnered with another country to help them build their central bank digital currency, which we know is going to be a thing. We know that these things are going to begin rolling out. XRP's price barely moves, but it's the same exact thing when figuring out that there's barely any Bitcoin left on exchanges. And I'm not sure. Nope, it's not in this video. For those of you who missed it or just weren't here for it. There's now more, I believe, Ether being staked than there is actual Ether on crypto exchanges. So, not many people seem to care about any kind of good news that we're getting. It says Ripple and Persist are partnering with Colombia's Banco República in conjunction with Ministerio TIC, or TIC, to pilot use cases that will enhance Colombia's high-value payment system. That's a nice way of saying we partnered with an entire country. To facilitate this strategic alliance, Colombia's Ministry of Information and Communications Technologies has played a key role in bringing together these two entities. The ultimate aim is to enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of the country's payment infrastructure by harnessing the potential of blockchain technology. As you might have imagined, this was actually quite popular news. It seems like the only people who really pay attention to this news are actually people who know the word Ripple and or are into XRP in some sort of way. I find time and life both very fascinating in that everything that this company told us that they were going to do back in good old 2018, they are doing or have already done. But alas, no one seems to care, not only about XRP, but the market in general. The market doesn't seem to move based on any type of good news, not even that countries are mining and using Bitcoin, and that Ripple is partnering with multiple countries, Colombia being the most recent one, and that they're going to be building a central bank digital currency on top of their blockchain, which also then burns XRP as the transactions are happening as well. So hopefully this does something in the future, but probably not. No one's paying attention to anything that's happening anymore. Not to say that you aren't, you out there who's listening, but you understand what I mean. It seems like every good piece of news is just being absorbed by the negativity in the stock market and other markets at the moment, but we'll get there eventually. I mean, we don't have a choice but to kind of move forward. And anyway, that's the Ripple has partnered with an entire country's central bank news. And yeah, let's move on. Also in the news is Hong Kong-based crypto exchange known as CoinX or CoinX, sure, is banned from doing business in Nueva York according to its settlement with the New York Attorney General's office. Yes, another regulation news story. Ha ha ha, I love it. The amount of regulation currently happening around the world is a little bit egregiously weird. That's the nicest way of me actually saying it. However, the heavy-handed regulations that we're seeing right now across the US of A is raising eyebrows, because a lot of people are like, what's wrong with all of you? What are you all doing? I mean, when it comes to the entire situation like this, the only thing that I like to tell myself is that at least it's happening now and not in 2024, 2025, when the mega bull run is going to be happening. So I'd rather them, dampen the spirits of the market in the middle of this year, as opposed to, as we're all expecting to make a 10, 20x on our investments. New York Attorney General Letitia James said that the settlement recovered $1.7 million from CoinX after it failed to register, here we go, as a securities and commodities broker-dealer in New York. Of this amount, apparently $1.7 million, $1.17 million will go towards refunds to CoinX investors, and more than $600,000 will cover penalties levied by the state. This is, I actually do believe, I think this is the first time that we've ever heard in cryptocurrency news history that there was a company who got fined by a regulator. I assume that's what the New York Attorney General is. And that money actually went back to investors. I prove me wrong. I think that's the first time that we've heard that, because every other time that the heavy-handed monsters that are the SEC have come forward and told us that, they settled for a lawsuit because of a cryptocurrency exchange's wrongdoings. The SEC got that money. That money never went into the pockets of the people who were actually affected. James described the settlement as a warning to crypto companies that fail to follow New York laws. New Yorkers don't even follow New York laws, so I'm not really understanding what she's talking about. So yeah, cool. This was also lightly popular. I think it was in the air simply because it's another crypto exchange. I don't think I've ever said the words CoinEx or CoinX. I don't use this exchange. I didn't know about them. How long have they been around? Didn't Hong Kong just get cryptocurrency regulations and allow crypto to be traded again in the country? So how could this crypto exchange have existed in the first place if Hong Kong just was like 15 days ago, got crypto regulations as well? So cool. Once again, let all the regulation happen now. Let everyone be terrified and leave the market, so that in good old 2024, 25, we have the greatest bull runs of our lives. That's the you can't do jack in New York news. And yeah, let's move on. Also in news as well, according to an on-chain study conducted by market intelligence platform Santiment, Bitcoin's supply on exchanges has reached its lowest level since February 2018. That was like 1,000 years ago. As a result, Santiment concluded that the increased traders' fear following the legal charges on Binance and Coinbase has caused the migration in mass. Additionally, the platform noted that the current supply of Bitcoin on exchanges is about 6.4%. Once again, of all the Bitcoin that exist, the amount of Bitcoin on exchanges is 6.4% out of 100. That's how percentages work, compared to 16% during the little event in 2020 that caused all the market to fall down. I wonder what it was. It was almost like something was taking place for 3 years. Yeah. So this will eventually lead to something. I am completely unsure how companies and or market makers are actually able to control the markets in this way, in that supply and demand is a thing. There's demand for Bitcoin around the world. The amount of Bitcoin on crypto exchanges continues to dwindle, and this is the usual main way for people to make Bitcoin. While the amount of available coins goes down, the demand remains the same and or ticks upward. We can all agree with that. I don't want to say it's skyrocketing, but kind of around there. And therefore, logically, the price would also follow alongside with it. So at some point, there will be so little Bitcoin on exchanges that it does actually cause the price to begin to pump in unforeseen ways. But regardless of what good news we get, the market just doesn't seem to actually take any of this news into account. It would be lovely by the time we got to 2024, 2025 once again, that, people looked back at all these articles or maybe looked back at my videos. That'd be sweet. And, realized what's actually been going on, especially with the entire BlackRock news, for those of you who missed it about a day or so ago. So that's the opposite, not the opposite, but we were just talking about Ether supply, but also happening for Bitcoin as well. Not a lot of Bitcoin left. Rich people are still buying. Even when prices go down, they actually buy more because that's how price drops work. So yeah, cool, fantastic, amazing. That's the amount of Bitcoin online that's available for people to purchase. Continues to dwindle news. It's just a matter if anybody cares. And yeah, let's move on. Also I don't even know, crypto lender Abra, as in the Pokemon, has allegedly been insolvent since the 31st of March. That was a while ago. State security regulators alleged on Thursday. In an emergency cease and desist order, the Texas State Securities Board has alleged that Abra, apparently their former name was Plutus Financial. Why would you name yourself that? Abra Boost, Plutus Lending, and Abra founder William Barheit misled the public, allegedly, committed securities fraud, and the company has been insolvent for months. Barheit didn't immediately return a request for comment because why would he go on record saying that his company was a fraud? Abra offered investments in Abra Earn and Abra Boost, the regulator alleged, but these investments offerings contained statements that were misleading. Abra made offers of investments in Abra Earn in Texas containing statements that were materially misleading or otherwise likely to deceive the public. I don't really have to go through the entirety of the thing that's going on, but yeah. So that's the, I never used Abra. I hope now that no one else out there has also ever used them as well. There are constantly far too many companies that keep popping up within the cryptocurrency space. And I know that a lot of people use them. I know a lot of people are always looking for something new and shiny or to put their money or to trade cryptocurrencies. But the amount of companies that continue to allegedly, I know nothing of this company, that continue to be fraudulent or fake or steal people's money. There must be a list somewhere. There are multiple lists online where you can see every time that someone declared that Bitcoin was over with, done for, no one's using Bitcoin, no one will ever use Bitcoin. So there must be a list of all the companies who have disappeared, taken, or misled the public over the course of the last 10 years. Because this was 2021. I'm pretty sure it was 2021 when we were going over this, and I adamantly told all of you, please pay attention to where you put your money. Make sure that they not only have proper paperwork, but have they been around for a while? Because these companies keep coming and going, and a lot of times the word is not discourages people, but if you get into the cryptocurrency space and a company takes all your money, you are far less likely to ever want to be in crypto again. So just stop using all the latest, newest companies. It just doesn't make any sense, because a lot of the times, at least the news we hear from regulators, is that they end up taking people's money. And I'm pretty sure you don't want that happen to you. So Hopefully none of you have money on Abra. If you do, please take it off immediately. That's the CEO was not available for a request for comment news. And yeah, let's move on. Also in the news, Binance, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, is allegedly leaving the Netherlands after failing to persuade the Dutch regulator to issue them a virtual asset service provider VASP license. Dutch residents will only be able to take their funds off of the platform after the 17th of July. Why that far ahead? I do not know. According to a statement from the exchange, they said, "We regret to announce that Binance is," almost said Binance again, "that Binance is leaving the Dutch market," Binance said in an email to CoinDesk. "This unfortunately means that no new users residing in the Netherlands will be accepted as of today. Starting from the 17th of July, existing Dutch resident users will only be able to withdraw their assets from the platform. No further purchases, trades, deposits, or anything else will be possible. We encourage those users to take appropriate action by withdrawing assets from their accounts." We ourselves do not explicitly ever get any information as to why this happened, why they could not get a license, or why countries seemingly at the moment don't like Binance and or what they're doing. But sure, why not? We had news recently. I believe Binance has left Canada. Now the Netherlands. I think Australia was another one. I'm not 1,000% sure. But I always keep my tinfoil hat close because I think it's very weird that you as a country simply wouldn't provide them with the information that a company would need to be able to register with you properly, so that you as the country can also receive that sweet, sweet tax money that you would be getting from the crypto exchange. So always a bit odd. It just seems to be the way that things are in the world right now. And yeah, that's the Binance is leaving another country news. Something is up. Something's very weird. Binance became so big so fast, and I think it became a digital threat to a lot of countries and companies out there. And this is why I think we're seeing this gigantic backlash. Oh, like that other really weird news like 4 days ago, that Binance in Nigeria is also illegal. And I'm like, okay, sure, why not? Just, whatever makes you sleep corruptly at night. That's the Binance is leaving the Netherlands news. And yeah, let's move on. In one of the most shocking news stories of the century, crypto exchange Gemini, owned by the Winklevi, has announced its plans to acquire a crypto service license for customers within the UAE, the United Arab Emirates. The move comes as Gemini recognizes UAE citizens' growing interest in cryptocurrencies and engages in positive discussions with regulators. That's all a lie. The reason why Gemini is moving into the UAE is because people there are incredibly rich. And it's not that the regulators, this will change the world. No, the rich countries understand how to deal with money, and they understand that there's a lot of money to be made in crypto. So they simply say, come to us, and we will help you get your cryptocurrency licenses, because I think the UAE has had crypto regulations for like 2 years now. I think it took the UAE, a year to get proper regulation. So it just makes sense that Gemini would be targeting the UAE. There's tons of millionaires and billionaires there. And of course, regulators would also be quite keen on allowing them to do business, because that's extra money flowing into the system. That's just how business works. According to Gemini's co-CEOs, Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss, the decision to expand into the UAE was further motivated by perceived hostility, there we go, and lack of clarity surrounding crypto regulation within the US. That's the United States. In an interview with Abu Dhabi-based news outlet The National, Tyler Winklevoss stated that there is a concerted effort to establish the UAE as a crypto home and hub. They should have done this a while ago. I I mentioned this years ago. Okay, I'll continue. The focus is on implementing well thought out regulations that protect consumers while fostering innovation within companies. Sure. Whatever you need to tell yourself they're there because they're trying to get a boatload of money. That's the nice way of saying it on the computer. Cool. We've heard this from a lot of different cryptocurrency exchanges. They're not feeling the U.S. too much anymore because the U.S. refuses to give them some kind of cryptocurrency regulation. I assume that the future of crypto is going to be I would say highly concentrated. I was going to say exclusively, highly concentrated within Europe. That is to say the Germany, France, Spain region, who has been giving very good crypto regulation. I would also include the UK in there, but there's a lot of stuff going on. You also have the UAE, which is embracing crypto and has been since around 2017. Yeah, remember those old news stories of all the wealthy people buying up tons of Bitcoin back then? Don't forget about that. And in Asia, I would say it is going to be Hong Kong, South Korea, and Japan. Only time will tell, but going after all the news that we've been talking about for the last couple of months, this seems to be the general direction as to where everything is going to be moving. So, yeah, Gemini is finally picking up their bags and trying to figure out other stuff. They said that they're trying to get an office in Ireland as well. Now the UAE. They've never mentioned Japan or South Korea. We heard recently that Hong Kong has extended a very long hand to both Binance and Coinbase to also set up a base in Hong Kong as well. Not sure why the U.S. keeps pushing money away from their borders, but I guess we'll find out in some documentary in like 15 years or something like that. Yeah, very popular news. Gemini secures crypto license in the UAE, expanding presence within the Middle East. There's a lot of money there. And yeah, let's move on. Also live your best life. The country of El Salvador is tapping into its abundant natural resources to create volcano energy. Wow. According to a press release sent to Bitcoin magazine, the aim is to position the country as a major global player in the Bitcoin mining industry while promoting energy competitiveness, diversification, and geographic expansion for the Bitcoin network. Adopting a debt-free approach, El Salvador plans to construct a 241 megawatt, I assume that's a lot, renewable power generation park in the Metapan region, combining solar and wind projects. They said this project is a transformative journey that will establish one of the world's largest Bitcoin mining farms, located in El Xiste hamlet, okay, that looked like something else when I looked at it, within the municipality of Metapan, Santa Ana. There's a lot of names here. This chosen site boasts exceptional solar and wind energy yields on the country. There's too many numbers there, yada, yada, yada. So basically, before we heard that the president of El Salvador announced that he wanted to mine Bitcoin, and he said he was going to do it with volcano energy. And I remember asking in a video, is he going to hold like a fan over the volcano? How could you do this? And then somebody was like in the comment section, you idiot, he's going to be using thermal energy. And I was like, oh, of course, the energy that comes from the thermal. I knew that. I was making sure that everyone else out there knew that as well. So cool. Looks like it's actually going to happen. El Salvador recently was in the news. It was like 3 months ago for having paid off their debts. I think they're one of the first and or only countries that has ever paid off their national debt. It is literally like completely unheard of. And there were a lot of countries who were also like annoyed that they did it. It was a really weird moment because I think you're never supposed to actually stop paying your debt. It's meant to be like a forever thing. So now this is why it said they're trying to do all of this debt-free if Bitcoin goes up to $1 million, this will be one of the richest countries on the planet. So we'll find out in about 10 years. It seems completely likely at this point. That's the El Salvador is literally going to be using volcanoes, wind, and solar power to create some Bitcoin. They've also been relatively transparent, telling us how many Bitcoin they have. So I assume we'll be hearing that news over the course of the next couple of days too. Yeah. All right. Let's move on. I don't know why this website keeps doing that. Like I literally don't understand. It just doesn't make any sense, and I worry about it. Yeah, I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I got a lot going on. I'm still trying to make sure that there's videos and stuff like that. I wish I could give you a list of things, but just know that I am stressed, and there's 9 quadrillion things that always have to be taken care of. I do hope you've all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely incredible. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and or supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.